Are you listening? Damn.
And the ball is loose. Third and 4.
Welcome to another edition of the AFC North Talk, presented by True Classic. True Classic, upgrade your shirt game with True Classic. That was a weird how the intro cut there. I don't know if that's something that the software is doing. Oh, that was weird. Anyway,
we'll have a new one for next year.
Yeah. Well, no, we should have one.
I'm just gonna make this very clear at the start of this show. The logo will not change until the start of the new league year at least. Okay, so those of you who are eager to see that Browns L in the L, look, it's not happening until the start of the new league year.
I think
that's
that's
up to the discretion of the logo maker, who is me. So we will see
NFL
how long. I'm gonna Roger Goodell suspension this thing, man. This might take until like August to get out, you know.
But that's what we did with the Bengals, right? It was like the week before we started.
I have a week 1 deadline, baby. That's
Yeah.
Well, remember, we had contract negotiations that week.
Yeah,
we
that's
had
true.
we had a holdout situation.
And we're gonna go off of precedent. You know what I mean? I plan to take this all the way. You know what I mean?
March 15th is the start of the league year. 4 p.m.
That is when you can start hounding me on Quincy. Why haven't you changed the logo? That don't mean I got to do it. That just means I can't complain about you complaining about me not doing it. You know what I mean?
We had people who forget. We actually had people sending in like their own version of the logo. Yeah.
Good thing in the last CBA we outlawed any fan versions. You know, we have a sole proprietor in the logo making of Quincy Carrier Industries that is ran by me, and that will be out at a reasonable time frame as I see fit due to contract.
So let's go around the league before we hit these games. I just saw it came down to the wire. The OC of the Titans got fired. Tua has not cleared the protocol. But this is a great news. Damar is out of the hospital. He's moving to another hospital for further evaluation, but he is out and well, is what I heard. I mean, that's
is he like walking and everything?
That's
full motor
what
functions. Awesome.
I don't know full motor, but definitely walking is what I heard. Oh, what I read.
That's amazing.
I'm surprised. You said Todd Downing, the OC for the Titans, got fired.
Yeah,
that is kind of surprising.
Let me
not for me,
Smith
because
just
I have
took over, right?
a couple of friends of mine that are Titans fans, and they were complaining about how bad he was as an OC.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean,
I saw the game on Saturday.
Is he bad, or was he just playing an offense that had Ryan Tannehill maybe at his worst point of his career, Malik Willis, who just should not have been out there, and then you had to turn to Joshua Dobbs.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the brother got kind of like a bad deal there.
You know, I was there Saturday night. It was a coaching masterclass on the part of Vrabel. They were on the verge of winning that football game until the strip sack. So, I mean, look, I haven't watched a whole lot of Titans games this year outside of that one. I will just say I thought, certainly Vrabel was outcoached. Peterson was in his head when they ran that little flip option thing in the red zone and turned the ball over for no reason. It felt like, boy, Peterson has the better team and he doesn't realize it. And he's like out coaching himself.
But that's kind of what Doug Peterson does.
Well, yeah.
It worked out for him when he did Philly special and everything, but that's kind of what drove him out of there in Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is.
By the way, go ahead. Sorry, Q. Go ahead.
Well, he's like, you know how people jokingly call Ron Rivera Riverboat Ron, like as a joke, like he's not really a gambler, but like, they like make fun. No, that man is Riverboat Doug for real. Doug just like to gamble. Doug, he'll call a fake punt up 20. Like he will.
I like that.
Doug and I need to see Doug Peterson have Brandon Staley as his defensive coordinator, because anything could happen at that point. You know what I mean?
The other news, Lovie Smith got fired after 1 year, after losing the first overall pick. I think that's what got it.
You think that's what did it? That was the nail.
I mean, if you're the GM or the owner, you're like, are you kidding me? We have this first pick all year locked, and you're gonna lose it now, right? But not only that, Q's
Cool. They was
boy.
gonna use it to draft Will Levis anyway.
I do think Will. Yeah, well, they are. The Houston is going to draft Will Levis. That's a 100% fact.
No,
like,
no
did it
way.
matter if they get the number 1 overall pick? They weren't gonna do anything good with it. You know, I'd much rather prefer whatever team trades up for that pick to pick.
Will
No
Levis
way.
is going to Houston. I mean, you could just mark that down.
way.
Oh, Sonny, I'm glad you're doing this because this is gonna make our first round day stream.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
going to be fun.
It's gonna be amazing because you're gonna spend the next 10 picks after it happens going, how did it happen? And we're just gonna be like, it's the NFL, bro. They're not that good at this sometimes. Like, you know?
I will say this: Tony knows that I specifically to Tony. I said like these quarterback class, you know, the QB from Bama, he's okay. Stroud, he might want me a little bit.
Did he win you over? Did he win you? I thought that was
Yeah, he won me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, he won me a little bit after that performance.
I don't know how you watch that Georgia game and be like, nah, I can't take a chance on him. Like, nah, I was like, okay.
After that, like, I understand if you don't want to go young, right? I get it. I think he's the better one, but I'm not in love. But if you say, nah, see you Stroud after that performance, I'm like, you know what? I can see it. Nah. I can't believe it. We'll see if it happens. Anyway,
The only thing that can stop Will Levis going to the top 10 is if he played in the Senior Bowl.
is he a senior?
The more, all he could do, like the only thing that hurts Will Levis's stock, you know, he's not a senior. So the only thing that hurts Will Levis's stock is when he plays football, and he does not have to do that for a very long time.
Well, you know what? The thing is, if the
Which is a crazy
Buffalo
thing to
Bills,
be your downfall.
if the Buffalo Bills have a long run, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we actually talked exactly.
We literally talked about this. We're like, hey, you know, like whoever wins the Super Bowl dictates which quarterback goes number 1 overall because everybody goes, we need a guy like that. If Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl this year, Bryce Young probably gonna go number 1 overall. But if Josh Allen ball out, gets that miracle Super Bowl for the Bills, Will Levis and everybody who looks like him for the next decade are going to be drafted in the top 5 like crazy. And it's going to be what it is, man. I'm looking forward to it. I hope they draft Will Levis. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait.
Also, GM opening, they requested Glenn Cook from the Browns. So this is from a local, this Titans. But anyway, even more than that.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot to gloat about y'all guy. You know,
that's what I say. Y'all guy.
I got pushback from this pod. From some people, hey, you don't want to go there yet with Cliff Kingsbury. Quincy, he was winning games early last season. And I was like, nah, I stand 10 toes down on this. He is a terrible coach. And since that specific moment, he has done nothing but prove me right. Look, I have my bad takes out there, but when it comes to Cliff Kingsbury, call me Quincy Zilla because I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud exposer extraordinaire. Okay, I put out the 3-part series on that fraud weeks ago, and I'm working on my next one with Josh McDaniels. Okay, because he's another one, big time fraud. Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury out here getting paid by Arizona PPP loans because he's scamming. He's scamming.
Okay, I will say this. Kingsbury, the funny thing with Kingsbury, they went soul in on him and Kyler, right? They got him Hollywood Brown, his boy from college. Hollywood goes down. The first thing they do is, let's call it Anderson, right? From the Panthers to get that stretch receiver. Had AJ Green. D-Hop came back. Like they Zach Ertz, right? They traded for Zach Ertz. It wasn't like they did not have weapons.
They loaded up. I mean, they loaded
up. It's funny because he was the guy that brought Kyler in, and now Kyler is the guy that gets him out of the job there. And then the Steve Keim guy, it was time for
Suge White
in another.
They got rid of him too.
Direction. Oh yeah. I mean, I get the whole like sickness.
Wait, was he the mistaken?
But I'm like, that's not going to save your job, buddy.
Dude,
Steve Keim is that the mistaken identity thing? You guys hear about this?
You did tell us about that in Mexico.
The mistaken identity where like they thought the coach like was involved in like some sort of like groping thing, but then like I guess the coach looks exactly like the GM and is actually the GM who did it.
What?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't know if this is like completely something I've read. I don't know if this
when was this? Because the only guy that looked like
someone in chat. Am I completely off base on this one, chat?
I don't know if that's it.
That Hard Knocks.
Steve Keim is the dude who got like DUIs.
Season Hard Knocks. It's a tough watch.
Hey man, I mean, look, They hired
they're
Cliff
on Hard Knocks
Kingsbury
this year.
They
I
are
gotta
on
watch
Hard
that.
Knocks
in season. They hired Cliff
Whoa.
Kingsbury because he kind of knew Sean McVay. How did they not see this? Like, that's literally what they put in the press release. He kind of knows Sean McVay.
Well, okay,
We're
but
gonna
in
hire
fairness, a lot of people got signed that
Yeah.
offseason for the same thing.
But do you know what? Zach Taylor kind of
LaFleur-
worked out.
LaFleur
Okay,
same
Zach
thing.
Taylor and Matt LaFleur kind of worked out
Yeah.
because they were in the
Well,
NFL previously. Cliff Kingsbury just got fired from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
I mean,
at least they were getting promotions. They were all the way up. Not Zach Taylor. Cliff Kingsbury got fired from Texas Tech, and he had Pat Mahomes. It did nothing with him in college. Pat Mahomes' draft stock went down because he was coached by Cliff Kingsbury. Every quarterback he's ever had, better with Cliff Kingsbury. By the way, buy stock on Kyler Murray, because if that trend holds like every other Cliff Kingsbury trend does, then Kyler Murray gonna have a breakout year next year.
If you're buying, do you need to short Activision stock then? If you're buying Kyler Murray, like he's gonna be playing on Call of Duty.
Yeah. Now, if they release a Kyler bundle, it's a wrap. I don't know what's gonna happen there. You know what I mean? But
I think, since I know Sean Payton's out there, they talk about first round pick to get Sean
ain't
Payton.
nobody good going to that job. That's not a good job. The
But
quarterback is 5'9" and paid $200 million. Dog. Nobody. They're getting a random guy to take that job.
But now the question is,
You're getting Lovie Smith.
will you trade Kyler, and with the third pick, grab one of the two?
You gotta see what Kyler is before you just trade him.
No,
I didn't know what he is. What do
They
you
just
mean?
signed him.
Sonny has a point. Sonny has a point. You make the point. You can't just trade a dude before you know what he is. And that does make sense. But if you don't know what he is, that means they don't know what he is either.
No, you
know what I mean?
made the point that like Cliff Kingsbury is where good quarterbacks go. Yeah, to die.
I wouldn't. I would buy high on Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
you gotta at least see that through, because you gotta get somebody, just anybody. Honestly, he'll be better. That's what the trends have been. But yeah, Kyler Murray, like, who gonna want to coach that team? That team's not in a good spot.
No, that thing was never the same.
Greg Roman. Greg Roman. This is for you, Greg Roman. This is the opportunity for you, Greg Roman. This is it. Where else is he going to find a more perfect opportunity to run his offense?
When we're talking about head coaching,
Marquise Brown going to be pissed.
Lou's got to start getting some looks this offseason, right?
Lou Anarumo?
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know if there's going to be a trend of teams hiring defensive coaches. I feel like with all of this,
there is
and stuff. You
think
there
Ryans from the Niners is getting interviews. Gannon from the Eagles is getting interviews. Yep.
Interviews.
But will they actually hire him? Though?
That's the question.
That's the question. Is this guy going to be the coach? I think Lou should definitely get looks, but I don't know. I have a weird feeling that Callahan might be the guy that ends up with a position out of all of this, depending on how far the Bengals go, just because he's an offensive guy under Zach. And Bill Callahan's son. So you kind of get a package deal with that possibly as well.
There's another news. Q, your boy, Woods. Go on, man.
I mean, +5 defense points already. You get a +5 defense buff for just getting rid of Joe Woods right there. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice not seeing us in quarters on 3rd and 8.
And you guys are interviewing Flores, right? Or trying to?
We interviewing Flores. We interviewing
everybody.
We're gonna interview everybody. We're gonna eventually get to Ichiro once he finds out he's not getting that job over there in Denver. So once they pass on him, we're gonna interview Ichiro. We're gonna interview them all. We got all of them in line. We was interviewing Jim Schwartz. Didn't know he was still in the league.
Mm-hmm. Is he still in the league?
He is.
No, I don't think I think he's like a
he's like he's like one of those people who are hired by the team, but it's like a homeboy hire.
Yeah.
Is it with the Eagles or?
No, it's with Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, he's a Mike Vrabel homeboy hire. You know what I mean? Like, gotcha. He probably did Mike a favor early in his career, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, I can use a check." And the Mike's like, "Yeah, consult." You know what I mean? Consult for the team. It's the same thing Mike Zimmer out there doing in Jackson, where he's like consulting, but like, what's he actually doing? You know what I mean?
Is Mike Zimmer still like getting interviews for coaching, or do people just think that he's like a one and done? I thought Mike Zimmer was a decent coach.
No, I don't think he's trying to coach no more though. He's older though. He's like 69.
Yeah. He had health problems too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he might just be trying to, kick it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame him. He's earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coaching Kirk Cousins for as long as he did, like
Bengals might be in on him if Lou does go. We'll see.
Laura here says, I would love to hear each of your opinions. Do you think that everybody should be sleeping on the Ravens completely? I love to hear from each of you. Yes, cute answer.
I mean,
I'm in a coma.
I did say, like, what was it? How long ago was it? Like a month ago now? When I said, like, I actually, well, I think it was after the first time the Steelers played the Ravens. I was like, all right, I kind of get the thesis behind the team at least, even though I don't know how good they're going to be. Look, I think they have the potential to be like the Zag team in a playoff, so it's all going to be up the quarterbacks and everybody wants to light it up against one another. They're the one team in the AFC that's the Zag team where it's like, no, we're like defense and run the football. Obviously, to all these teams like in January, it just takes one screw up offense, one bad game offense when you lose to that. I mean, you just lose to that team. Right? You have your B game offensively, you lose to the team who's like defense and play and run the football. Now, of course, the question is going to be number one, is Lamar playing this week? Because Harbaugh just said, I don't know. So, I mean, if he doesn't know, I have no idea if we should be, we should, like Q said, if Lamar's not playing this week, coma, not sleep.
On Friday, we'll know. On Friday,
I think I'm at the point to where I'm even asleep if Lamar plays.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the weird thing about the Lamar thing is he's been out for a month. So it's like, if Lamar had played the last couple of weeks, I don't think people would be sleeping on the Ravens. I think it's the fact that he's been out for a month. There's all of these lingering issues. There's reports of, I don't know what's true. So I don't want to speak on this show. I've heard people say that his knee is swelling. I don't know if that's true or not. But I think that's the only reason people are sleeping on him. You can't sleep on the defense, but the offense has just not really been good this season without Lamar.
Yeah. No, I mean, the offense is hard to watch, right?
And the defense has had problems in the fourth quarter, though.
The defense has again. I'll go back to
which week, Q? Which week are you talking about?
Defense has problems, but they go
pick one, dog. There's like 8 of them.
last Sunday night.
they get in trouble in the 2-minute defense, right? That is not their strong suit. But anyway,
they played a lot of good quarterbacks. They played a lot of good quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Tua, Kenny, everybody.
It is a problem.
If your 2-minute off defense is bad and you're playing the Bengals, that just I don't think that's going to work out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one team you're not trying to have a bad, like, that's what Joe Burrow's bread and butter is that 2-minute offense.
Yeah, remember, I mean, the first game, think about this. In the first game against the Bengals, the defense had the Bengals in check all game.
So they're worse.
But T. Higgins wasn't in that game. So T. Higgins is going to be there this time.
Ace. I'm not putting the point here.
Say something about T. Higgins right now, Sonny.
No. I don't want the Bengals fans to be in their feelings. All I'm trying to say here is the defense had them in check all game, and then in the 2-minute defense, what happened? They went and scored a touchdown. Now, they left just enough time that Lamar drove them back and Tucker hit a field goal. But it wasn't like the defense with the 2-minute defense again, and the offense is the opposite. They move the ball. This is what Lamar. They move the ball between the 20s, and then they get to the 20, and then they're like allergic to the end zone, right? So then they have to kick the field goal.
You have to also add in that drive. There's like one bomb that's wide open that Lamar just like misses for no reason in that drive, and then they get to the 20, and then they don't score.
Yeah. Anyway,
isn't it terrible when your worst enemies watch the games? Like, have to watch the games too?
I mean,
we can just look at everything.
Not the best game for Zach Taylor either, with that little pitch that he tried to do in the red zone.
No, I remember that. Yeah. But Laura, answering your question, I think if Lamar's playing, people will still sleep on the Ravens because what do you expect? It's 5 weeks without him playing, right? But definitely people will be like, to be honest, I was shocked that this game was Sunday night. Got mad, not gonna lie, got mad, and then remember that I don't have to work on Monday. And then I was like, damn, but they could have done it at 1, at 4. Do they think Lamar's gonna play? Because if Lamar's not playing, why are you putting this on Sunday night? Why is it not Sunday at 1 or 4?
The Bengals are box office, Sonny.
If they put Tyler Huntley versus Joe Burrow in prime time, that is
That is.
Well, hey, look, the
What is
NFL is
the
going to
talking
move
point?
heaven and
What are they
earth.
going to talk about? They're going to have to talk about is Lamar here next season if that happens.
That's
I mean,
right.
look, there's not a whole lot of great options, quite honestly, in this first round. We got a couple duds. Let's be real. If it's Skylar Thompson versus Josh Allen, that's also not exactly the box
that's
office that
Hey,
everybody.
don't sleep on Josh Allen.
Yeah, the edge rusher for the Jaguars.
The other thing I did not know, I don't remember that, or I did not remember that we did Monday nights for playoffs.
Yeah. Well, because last year it was Kyler versus the.
Oh yeah, that was Kyler throwing the worst interception.
I mean,
y'all, goodness gracious.
We've
Amnesia for
I
that game.
remember that game fondly because I was. They're still in the playoffs, Quincy.
I think I might have turned that game up at halftime. It's like, what's the point?
I watched every minute of that meltdown. I soaked it in. It was one of my favorite games of the year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Raven right here says, I ain't mad at the Baltimore Cincinnati preseason game. Just looking at the Pittsburgh fan get to enjoy that couch. They were a Najee Harris shuffle away from the playoff berth. Oof.
Hey, Tony.
Najee Harris didn't cost them the playoffs.
Hey, Tony, do defensive starters play 100% of preseason games? They play in the 100% of the games?
I don't think they do.
Well, in the regular
Also, I love everybody telling the like, hey, enjoy the couch. Tweets have been very fantastic this weekend. Again, look, we just keep moving the goalposts with the Steelers. I will warn.
Hey. I am seeing some things that are alarmingly similar to 2020, right? And one of those things was Steelers fans were talking massive to Browns fans that after that game, you only beat the backups by 2. It ended up being something that blew up in their face. So, however much that team beat your backups by, I would not use that as a selling point to say that the next game is going to be closer because it doesn't always go like that, does it, Tony?
Well, this COVID year doesn't count. So.
Oh, you got COVID brain now?
No. I mean, it was a COVID year, as we've talked about on this show plenty of times.
I know the vaccine gave you amnesia.
Pandemic seasons don't matter. They don't count.
You're gonna be on Joe Rogan next.
I agree here with Tony. All the teams that won during the COVID year have been frauds. After that,
I appreciate that.
What? Hold on. Time out.
I appreciate that, Sonny.
Time out. The Chiefs won that. The Chiefs were in the AFC Championship game.
No. The Chiefs lost to Tom Brady.
I did hear some people say
Tom Brady a fraud.
Tom Brady was a fraud that year.
No, stop.
What happened? Sorry.
No, in Spaces, someone said that they were like, "Oh, Chiefs got their bubble ring." We're like, they don't have another ring outside of that. That was the first time I've ever heard someone discredit.
If we're using 2020 slander to say that Chad Henne wasn't for real, I object completely to that. Like, we are not about to slander Chad Henne.
Look, all I'm going to say is the pandemic champions are the Lakers, the bubble Lakers,
LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what is one of these teams done since then?
It was the last year of greatness, Tony. It was the end of an era. It was the rounding out of a decade into the next era of generational athletes. Because the next year, Giannis won the new wave. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Who won in 2021 in the NFL? Was it somebody old?
Buccaneers.
Oh, the Bengals messed this up because if Joe Burrow would have won the Super Bowl last year, I would have a perfect point here.
Yeah. They won the Rams.
Unfortunately, the perfect point is
for the old Rams.
Every pandemic team, every bubble team was like, they're just like everything around that was like, man, that's weird.
Wait, who won the World Series that year? Did they even
Dodgers?
The Dodgers, the fraud
Dodgers.
The fraud Dodgers. Thank you. The choker Dodgers who finally came together.
Well, who won the NHL?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
All right, the NHL. No one cares about hockey.
The Stanley Cup.
Last time we already did this. We actually did this.
I'm an avid Stanley Cup hockey fan. I watch all of the hockeys, and I want to say that you guys don't respect hockey enough. You know what I mean? Y'all don't respect ice soccer enough. You know what I mean? Like, it is the thing. It is the wave. And you guys are disrespecting. What team do I have to cheer for? With the Columbus Blue Jackets? Are they good?
Oh, did PSG win Champions League that year, by the way? Because I think PSG won Champions League that year. Or no, they made it to the final, though. But in PSG, one of the most choker, the most choker franchise in soccer.
Now we win international.
Yeah, exactly. No, it goes across borders. No, the pandemic thing. Yeah, the fraud pandemic championship
all I know
knows no border.
No
Okay,
pandering.
well, all I know is that PJ Walker won MVP of the XFL that year, and he is certainly not a fraud. Okay, so there that goes.
I hope the rumor is true that Cleveland is getting Brian Flores as our new D coordinator.
I don't think
Listen, all that's happened is they asked permission. We don't know that Tomlin said yes.
He has to say yes.
You, of all the reported DC request interviews, who would you like to see get the position? Mayo sounds interesting
really,
from a glance.
I don't care. I just want a different guy, to be honest. Like, they just need a new voice. Yeah, well, no, God, no. This whole staff needs to be erased from the planet of Earth. Did you hear the one guy that was like, hey, man, it's harder to guard the Bengals actually without Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in there that one day? He was like, yeah, I was expecting those three to be out there, so it kind of threw me out with
Who's the guy with the deep voice? Who's the guy with the deep voice?
Who's the guy with the deep voice?
The beer. Yeah, black dude.
Yeah. You talking about Stump? That's the running backs coach.
Ain't
no Stump Mitchell. Hold on now. We're going to Arizona Cardinal legend, Stump Mitchell. Now, we're going to show some respect here. But he also, I think he coached at Southern at some point. But yeah. With the defensive coordinator thing, like, I'm not super specific on who gets the job. I just want a new voice in there. And if it's a former player, I'm down with it. But I'm not going to hyper focus on that because, like, I'm not going to act like I know what the defensive coordinator actually brings to the table from an X's and O's standpoint, other than he make me feel good because he yell. You know what I mean? like that's pretty much what we're judging here, right? Like,
man, well, I mean, Flores was good under the Patriots, right? But although Bill Belichick, you should consider that. But
the thing with Brian Flores though is like you gotta warn people because Brian Flores has become like this like magical figure in Brown's Twitter where it's like, oh, he's gonna come in and fix everything. Brian Flores is gonna do some stuff that drives you crazy, which is like zero blitzing on like 3rd and 18, like he did all the time in Miami. Like that, he does stuff like that. So like I wouldn't mind him. I'm not against it, but I'm just like we just need a new voice. Somebody's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna blitz Myles Garrett more. Like, that's all I want. You know what I mean? Do what they do with TJ with Myles Garrett so Myles can finally get like 30 sacks and shut everybody up.
Ravens Nation here says, I think Jaguars Charger is going to be interesting.
Be a good one.
Low key, my favorite. That's probably my favorite game. I mean, I'm probably more intrigued by Cowboys Bucks because I really, really, really need Tom out of these playoffs. But
look at this.
That Jags Chargers game is going to be great.
I will say this. This is a 2-pounder, €2. So DE
is what, Denmark?
Denmark, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't gone to Cincinnati or Pittsburgh. I will say this funny story. Somebody said like, oh, let's go to Pittsburgh so we can see the Roberto Clemente statue, right? One of my boys, hometown hero. And I said, I had to be in Pittsburgh, the Steelers country. Nah, I'll pass. Eventually, someday I'll go there.
Damn.
What's funny is we were. I think I've told the story on the show before, but my mother and father-in-law live in Maryland.
So you went to the Ray Lewis statue. I know.
Okay. I told the story. Yeah, we were driving back to the airport. We were driving back to the airport, and they asked if they wanted to drive through the city so we can go by the stadium, and I said, "No, Pat, no, don't need to do that."
No, but I wish I really would like to go to Pittsburgh to see the Roberto Clemente. But I think it would be cool to see everybody's stadium too. I've never been.
Yeah,
I would not
Hines
go
and
at an away game.
I don't think I've ever been to. I've never been inside of Paul Brown. Well, not Paul Brown. What is it called? Like Paycor Stadium now. I've never been inside of there.
Paycor, yeah.
Yeah, but I've been at their camp. Yeah, boy, that was the first time I caught the ire of Bengals Twitter because I was like, they so broke they out here using cardboard trash cans, and they did not like that when I pointed that out. That was that was a day on Twitter.
Adam here says, I'm not one to accuse fan base of being toxic, but Twitter's a mess after the Bengals Ravens game. I'm glad the coin was irrelevant, so let's just win. I was glad that the coin.
You should have seen our DMs about 6 hours ago.
The coin flip happened, Sonny. Joe Mixon did the coin flip. You know what I mean? Bold move after only the second touchdown of the day, too. Like, that was just like, yeah, we not losing.
They knew. Come on. I would say this. Not that I want to talk about this game already, But shout out to the Bengals because the celebrations were on point. The celebrations were great.
The Eli Apple, Roger Goodell, like clown face coin was amazing. That was amazing.
Laura here says, I will say next year, I think the AFC North is really going to show something special. Go Ravens. I may be crazy, but I still believe too. But look, we talk about
That's if Lamar returns. If not,
but Tony,
wait, they got a Pro Bowler behind them.
Think about.
And they're gonna bring in Derek Carr. Too,
okay, so think about this.
Ooh, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield competition next year.
We talked about how this division was low, right? Like we thought it was high, and then the season started. We're like, maybe our division is not great.
No, I did not say that. I said that our division was better than.
But the division finished strong, right? I thought the
one of the bottom two finished strong.
Okay, but in general, I'm talking about the division in general.
We finished 3-3, man. Like,
okay, well, I mean,
by winning percentages, we got the strongest in the AFC.
Yeah. No, you're welcome.
The South
we did this, guys. We did this, y'all.
Yeah,
like, let's go.
Well,
we. You're only as strong as your weakest link. We're only as strong as your weakest link. You know what I mean? I don't know who that is, but collectively, we were pretty strong as a unit. Why do we have to focus on
the Browns brought the cups in place?
Why do we got to name
everybody
names?
else cooked? We all made some nice stuff.
Why do we got to name names?
The Browns were like,
we don't got to do this. Why we don't have to be this divisive? You know what I mean? All you're doing is stirring up fan vitriol on this show. You know what I mean? It's just divisive behavior, and I'm against it. Cool, dude. Go AFC North. until the Bengals look like they might win the Super Bowl. Then hold on, go whoever the Bengals playing. Like I ain't gonna lie, I ain't trying to see that yet.
Eli gonna cause a bowl with that coin pick. LOL. I thought it was great. Okay, before
Eli Apple's the one that did that.
The Chiefs just signed John Ross. For those, I know people are saying it in chat and stuff. They just signed John Ross.
John Ross was like eligible to be signed.
Did they have a wide receiver get hurt?
I don't think he played this season. I think John Ross.
He made it through his tryout without pulling his hamstring.
Fun fact: the Chiefs now have the 9th and 10th pick from the 17 NFL draft. Ross was the 9th. Mahomes was
John Ross over Mahomes. Great draft for the Bengals. Great draft.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. That is. I mean,
I will say, like the Chiefs. I only saw the first half of that game because I missed second half, but man, Kadarius Toney on that team is a little bit. He's coming into his own. It's a little bit scary, but we'll see what happens.
Tony, let's pay some bills before we talk about.
No, we can't because Tony didn't come prepared. Kill time. Kill time.
Let's talk about unity in the AFC North and why we don't need to talk about who finished last anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? What matters
we need to talk about who finished last. Oh, no.
Somebody had to lose those games. You know what I mean?
You want to talk about L's. Tony said that they were going to finish second, right? And you said you're not going to finish third.
No, Tony's only prediction was that the Steelers would not finish in last place.
That's right. I said the Steelers will not finish in last. I don't know who's going to finish last, but it won't be the Steelers.
And he was kind of linking like it would either be the Bengals or the Browns, and we kind of had an agreement. Either the Bengals and Browns will be in first or last place. Like that's the only thing that this thing shakes out at.
But you had a prediction also. You said something about not being in third, right?
Who the Browns?
Yeah.
No, this is shocking. You know, it's been a long time since I've not been in third place. I'm not used to it down here. It smells bad. I think Tony has done a bad job with it.
Listen, Browns fans, I'm not just going to throw Q on the bus. I'm going to throw a lot of Browns fans because Q is not the only one saying. You'll remember that one of my hobbies is listening to a lot of your other shows.
Listening to unhinged extremists.
That's right. Before the season, you'll remember that after preseason, Browns fans convinced themselves they could win 6 or 5 or 6 games.
We almost got 6 games. But
even if they did, they still wouldn't have made the playoffs. So congratulations, Browns. Because even with Watson, you still wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Well,
now, let's talk about our friends over at Manscaped. The playoffs are here. We're about to see Mahomes sling beautiful balls all over the field, and your friends at Manscaped are here to sling your beautiful balls all playoffs long with Manscaped's state-of-the-art tech. Will have your weapon looking more loaded than the AFC North. Football may be rough, but your ball care doesn't have to be with Manscaped. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. But you got to use our promo code AFC North Talk. That's AFC North Talk, all one word. Meet the best value bundle yet for Manscaped's Pocket Rockets, the Platinum Package. At quarterback, the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, a wily vet who makes sure the unit is running smooth and scoring nonstop. With proprietary advanced skin-safe technology, the Lawnmower limits mistakes and protects the ball. Plus, it's waterproof, so weather conditions are no issue. At running back, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, built to bust through all the right holes. A hairless nostril just helps keep a nose for the end zone. On the offensive line, we have our unsung heroes, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, the Trent Williams and Corey Lindsley of Sack Protection. At wideout, the cleanest duo in the league, the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. Their rugged scent attract both the ball and the ladies in the crowd. At tight end, the product that makes your end look tight, Manscaped's Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs, a dedicated jewel pouch to increase ball handling and a cool, steady vibe thanks to their moisture wicking fabric. On defense, there's only one thing you need, the aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant. With refined cologne quality fragrance, it keeps sweat and locker room scents from making any ground. And to top it all off, we'll throw in the best coach in the league, the Shed Travel Bag, as a free bonus. Built to hold the team together. That's a travel-size bag that has a fumble-resistant zipper. This has got to be a Super Bowl winning roster, but don't take my word for it. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping. But you got to use our promo code, AFC North Talk. That's AFC North Talk, all one word.
Also, we want to thank our
our patrons. Yeah.
Yes. There it is. Dr. Sulu, Adam Holland, thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for all the patrons who support us, especially you two. They're in the top tier. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, everybody. And this week we need to do a Patreon about what's happening in the playoffs. We will figure that out. Yeah, should be a good one.
I would like to address the divisive rhetoric from Tony Serino here. Just
I don't know what you're talking about.
Doing nothing.
We didn't get started yet, Q. I literally have not gotten started yet. I debated Heel Tony today. We're not doing Heel Tony today.
Heel Tony shouldn't be here because they're going to make the playoffs.
I know. That's why we're not doing.
I feel the heel of somebody.
You get 1 year off. You get 1 year off.
Yeah,
but let's talk about the game since I see the animosity between the
animosity. There's no animosity.
There is no animosity.
There's just a better team. There's just a better team, better player, better quarterback.
The animosity that I had as I continue to ignore the divisive rhetoric coming from the far left, the far right of this screen over here. You know what I mean? This divisive rhetoric, coming here. All I will say is the people that I had the animosity towards while watching that game, he's fired. Okay. He's not here. Okay. He don't got a job no more. All right. Now let's also be honest here. Deshaun Watson played like butt. That was a bad performance. And it wasn't he was rusty. It wasn't like new offense. He just has games like that sometimes, right? Holding on to the ball, running around too much. Yeah, it was a bad Deshaun Watson game. That was what it was. And you make the argument that Kenny Pickett did play better because he didn't throw 2 interceptions. So I'll give Pittsburgh fans that, but I would rather. I'm not even going to justify that by saying I would rather. I would rather. All right, but I ain't going to lie here though.
Timestamp this one. That's a big
I ain't going to lie though. Najee Harris might have been the best running back in this game, dog. He was balling. Jalen Warren, normally I'm like, ooh, Jalen Warren. No. Najee was smacking dudes. Smacking. He would get hit at the 3-yard line. Just now I'm going 3 more. I'm going 4 more, actually. I'm going 5 more. I'm going to get the first now. So Najee, he looked pretty good. Other than that, and still
George Pickens? How did George Pickens look?
He looks overrated. He only caught one on a busted coverage. And then his best catch of the day, he didn't even catch. And honestly, I don't think it should be legal to catch a ball with your ass on the ground. But somehow he did it. But I'm not hating. I just think that George Pickens, he should be a Brown. He should be a Brown. We should.
I like David Bell's work.
Yeah. We traded out the second round to get an extra 4th round pick to draft Cade goddamn York, which is
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
You know, great. That's
They
worked
made
out, right?
points in this game. That was good. Cut it
Oh,
to a
yeah,
6-point lead. That was
points
nice.
leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
good job.
Yeah, Kate York. Drafting the kicker. Something I always endorse.
Did Denzel Ward get benched in this game? Because he had an effort play early on that was, I think it was Deontay's catch and run, where
Well, he
Denzel
wasn't supposed to play. He was playing injured.
Okay.
And then
'Cause
he had like
maybe
a
that
rough
was-
play, and then they were like, "Sit your ass down."
Yeah.
We losing anyways.
Okay, maybe it was injury because it was like
Yeah, it
up
was a
there
shoulder
with. Do you
play.
remember the elite effort of Marlon Humphrey on Zay Jones's touchdown against the Raiders last year on the opening day, when he basically just decided, all right, this game's
Yeah, I
over.
think what you saw there was a defense that's like, "Hey, man, if we play good, this bum might be here tomorrow." Like,
Well, that great.
did you hear John Johnson's quote?
Yes, I did hear that one.
Oh, I see.
He said, "They were like, what do you think's going to change next year?" I don't know. People gonna be able to do their job better. Like it's just like straight up, like it was just straight up like, nah, Joe Woods trash. Like that was why
it was like they weren't even playing for Joe Woods at all.
He was like, he thinks people will play harder. And we're like, yo, what? It's John Johnson supposed to be the leader of this defense. By the way, John Johnson definitely not coming back now, right? Like he's on the Clowney list of dudes not coming back to the team next year. But I mean, when you have two dudes, well, Clowney was never a leader on the team. Let's be real about that. You don't sign Clowney for leadership.
True.
But like John Johnson was like had a captain's patch, and he was out here saying anything about him. And then Miles is like, yeah, I would like to be put in position to be successful more often. Oh yeah, this is the defensive coordinator's job description. So yeah, man. I mean, Joe Woods, he might be a hell of a person behind the scenes, but he was bad at defensive.
Well, and the thing with the Browns is that, I mean, they're going to lose, like you said, they're going to lose Clowney. They're probably going to lose John Johnson, but they can probably reload that because they lost this one. So that gives them what, like the 12th pick in the draft or something?
Shut up, Tony. Shut up, Tony. It gives us what is 30? I think it's like what the 40 something pick in the second round. Shut up, Tony.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, we got most of our players under contract.
I don't know.
Keep
tracking these
That's for a friend.
We picking Deshaun Watson in the first round again. That's what we
Deshaun. That's right. You mean the guy who stared down David Bell for 45 seconds?
That was a quick slant. It was not 45
he stared
seconds.
that thing down. I mean, if Kenny Pickett
he won Reddit. He won Reddit. It was okay. It was a first of all, I don't know why they were running it like short stick in like what 3rd and 18. But he was thinking they're not going to cover this.
Where am I going with the ball, guys? Where am I going with the ball?
Okay.
He's like,
all right.
Is this free? Is this like a free?
See, look, when you throw your interceptions in the middle of the year instead of the beginning of the year, they matter less. You know what I mean? Like
it's fine. You know, I do.
The middle of the year interceptions, they don't matter. But the end of the year interceptions, boy, we count those. You know what I mean?
I have a question.
But we are.
No, it was bad. There was no defending it. It was just a bad game. I think quarterbacks just have bad games, though. But
this is what I was gonna ask.
No, Tony, you're not gonna get me to think this is more than that. Stop trying to do that shit.
Both of you can answer
season 2.
Okay, listen to the question. Earlier when he came back, it was attributed to Russ, and then.
But he played like 3 good games in between that, though. That's the thing. I'm just like.
The game that he really played well was last week, right? And it was on the second half.
He played better versus Baltimore. I'm not going to do this all year, y'all. All right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man.
If you really dig underneath it, guys,
I'm going to be like Ace the year that Joe Burrow tore his ACL. Everybody
I know
was
you
on the
guys
Bengals.
can't
I'm going to be like, I'm going to be Bengals fans
really
that year.
a good quarterback.
All right. Well, we're going to see what y'all do in the rankings. Don't embarrass yourself. You know what I mean? We always do.
Fine.
Yeah. We're always
Oh yeah, it's me this time. It's me this time.
You know what I mean? You know what? I've done this long enough. I'm going to steal plays from Ace's book. I'm just going to do wiki.
I like it. We're treating it. What is this, year 6 or 7 for Deshaun? It's like, hey guys, listen, we're too early to say.
He's already accomplished a lot in the NFL. So he's not like Kenny Pickett, who hasn't had more than 20 touchdowns in the season yet.
Kenny's had some nice games this year. There's a couple 3 in a row that I've really liked. Yeah. He's had like
Baker Mayfield had a better rookie year though.
Well, listen, that's like your opinion. How'd that
It's not. It's empirical. It's a statistical fact. He had a better rookie year.
Listen, I will talk. I mean, Kenny in this game. Here's the thing about the Steelers in this football game.
Mm-hmm.
They really played like shit early on. It was really shocking how sloppy they were in a absolute must win. You can get to the playoffs game because they came out in that first drive and they were dominant right down the football field.
Mhm.
And then to any Steeler fan who's probably like 25 or older, I think we all had flashbacks immediately to the Jerome Bettis play in the
That was good.
2005 AFC champion or AFC divisional round against the Colts
Yeah.
when he fumbled. It's like, no way. This is like it almost looked like the exact same play because like he didn't really have the ball and it kind of came up and he tried to bring it back and it gets knocked out. From that point, I thought Kenny, here's what I'm Kenny's like a boxer who needs to be punched first before he like really, you know what I mean? Like you need that first punch before it's like, okay. Now his throws at the beginning of this game were awful. He was very inaccurate at the beginning of the game. But then he settled in, man. And listen, clutch Kenny's the thing. And I know, look, he wasn't really challenged in this game in that way. I mean, Deshaun really wasn't on Kenny's level, so he couldn't really give him the kind of game that Derek Carr or the guy in Baltimore, what's his name? What's the Tyler Huntley, the Pro Bowler? Watson's not on that level yet, so he wasn't able to give Kenny a fight like that where Kenny really had to fight to the end. So we didn't get to see true clutch Kenny in this one. But
just because I'm not on screen, I hear you. I hear all of this. I'm
just saying facts,
what's today's date? January 9th,
I'm just
2023.
I'm just saying what
so
happened.
when I make
remember
the
you were saying like Baker Mayfield factually, like I'm just saying factually speaking, Watson didn't give Kenny as good a fight as guys like Derek Carr or Tyler Huntley. So
when Joe Burrow tore his ACL, that was 2020, right? Yeah. So that was the year that everybody was high on Baker, and the whole offseason we was riding on that Baker wave, talking about Baker. Oh yeah,
y'all were riding on the Big Ben wave.
The Big Ben Baker wave. Oh, we put Joe Burrow at 4. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this one play out.
I'm just telling you, it's gonna be a long offseason. That's all I'm saying.
It is. Look, I understand. But
I
it's
did
gonna
like
be a
in
longer
all
season for you
seriousness-
next year.
We'll see what happens next year. This is my favorite thing about this time of year is everybody. As soon as these games stop being played, it's like, man, can't wait to play the Steelers next year. And then the games start being played, and it's like everybody changes their tune. But we'll just see. Anyway, Kenny Pickett, it was like he got like when the Browns scored that first touchdown, then it felt like okay, now like Kenny Pickett's back. They scored a touchdown after every time the Browns scored. So the Browns scored a touchdown. Steelers went right back. Obviously, the Pickens play. According to Kenny, that's something they saw on tape with the way that when they put, I think they put Pickens at the 2, and basically said this is the way their safeties play this coverage. They will be wide ass open, and of course it was. Thank you, Joe
really
Woods.
Need to watch the tape to know that the
Thank
Browns
you,
defense is gonna leave
Mr.
somebody
Joe
open.
Woods, because that was, by the way, the Steelers' longest touchdown of the year. So and then
Your boy almost had another one.
What's that?
Deontay.
Poor Deontay, man. He
came
now holds
this
the
close.
record. He now holds the record. Yeah, he did. It was 1 yard away. Now but here's the thing about Deontay. I did want him to knock it the straight.
He got the 2-point conversion though.
But he did. It was a nice throw.
It's
nice
almost
catch.
a touchdown.
Yeah. It was he touched the end zone. That's with the ball in his hand. So that's like a moral victory for him. He played like shit. He was really bad. He was awful in this football game.
Deontay? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Deontay he was so bad. He got the benefit of the doubt of being bad on that catch fumble.
It's a beautiful. It was like an NBA play, right? Where it's like the refs, like you have a tendency. So it's like, no, that's not traveling because that's just how he goes to the. No, it's like this is not. No,
that's just how he catches the ball.
That's just
for the hot take next season show. Deontay Johnson will score a touchdown.
Yeah. Deontay said maybe I'm going to turn it around and get 10 plus next year. I want to tell you guys.
Maybe y'all should trade Deontay Johnson for Allen Robinson, get somebody who knows how to score the ball in there. You know what I mean?
Deontay thinks he's going to score 10 passing touchdowns next year. Now, I think the Steelers will open it up. Tomlin said in his press conference today, right? I mean, he basically admitted what we all knew, which is that Tomlin wanted a very conservative offense this year, given the talent that they had and how young they were.
Open it up next year?
I pray that they do because I
pray too.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, well, listen, because you want to see more. Oh, because I know what it is, Q. You really loved when Kenny fit it in between 3 defenders right to Connor Hayward.
I want to see him attempt to do that more often.
Yes. Me too, man. Because
I want to see that.
I mean, Sonny will tell you about Steven Sims. I mean, we're just building up. We're just getting.
This is reminding me of the beginning stages of AFC North talk. No more Tony and Q.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah.
He drew his line in the sand today.
Yeah. Now, I'm a Kenny Pickett guy now. I'm all in on Kenny. Now I'm a Kenny guy. I'm 100% Kenny Pickett all day, every day. And Q's got a brand of being anti-Kenny, and so listen.
I got a brand of being anti-Kenny.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I was anti-Kenny before he was a Steeler fan.
That's what I'm saying. You're anti-Kenny. No, that's your brain. You're not even anti-Steelers. It's anti-Kenny. So
Look,
you know
my
we're
brand is anti.
diametrically opposed.
It is. I gotta adjust. For a long time, I was
Mhm.
anti-Cliff Kingsbury. He's not in.
Yeah.
Now I gotta transition to this anti-Josh McDaniel kind of thing, and I guess I need a new quarterback to hate on because I've hated on
can't
every
be your
single
own who
quarterback.
stares down guys over the middle of the field, who overthrows those 2 interceptions in a game like this.
I
Takes 7
think you-
sacks. Takes 7.
He took 7
sacks.
or
I mean, just
6.
throw the ball, my dude. It's a Steelers secondary. We're talking about a Steelers secondary that's the worst in the division. Just throw the ball. There's got to be somebody open out there.
Hey, it was a rough game. It was a rough game. He played bad.
I will say this.
Well, luckily, you guys are you guys paying him? What's his cap hit next year? I mean, he's probably pretty cheap, right? Because this guy's not very good. So
No, it's worth it. It's worth it.
50,
Oh,
what is it,
yeah.
52 and a half? No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's worth every penny, guys. Worth every penny. One day he'll get there. He'll be back.
Dang.
He's fine. We treat him
Are
like we
you
treat him
guys
like we treat
loving
rookies. It's all
this?
good.
Loving this. Loving this.
Okay.
I will say this. The one thing that I thought Deshaun Watson moved from that I see that he at least this game went back to is holding the ball. And in the AFC North, that would cost him a lot, right? In Houston, he used to do that a lot. Like in
Not if the refs protect him like they did on Sunday. I don't know if you still guys. I mean, I will say this before I go into
The
this.
face mask.
I was just gonna say the whole game was officiated poorly, but that Cam Hayward roughing the passer was. I mean,
I hated
They
that
missed
call.
Larry Ogunjobi almost.
no, they
tear
did.
his
I mean,
neck
it's poorly
off his
officiated
head.
all the way through. Well, Najee
They
scored
missed the touchdown and Najee won.
Yeah.
But why did Mike Tomlin challenge that?
Well, he's Mike Tomlin notoriously not great at challenge.
Oh, it was one thing not to challenge it. It was another thing to run a quick play afterwards.
No, I know. Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
But
that was
I
Matt
hated
Canada,
that
though,
play.
right?
I mean,
I hated that call. The roughing the
What?
passer call.
Oh yeah, it was a bad call, but I mean, like, it was going around. Dog.
No,
like,
I mean, it was a
the refs were
horrifically officiated
terrible.
game. Yeah, it was bad. There was some DPIs.
No, like it was to the point to where they didn't even get the 2-minute warning off right in his first half, right? Like they didn't get that off right.
Tomlin was livid. Yeah. He's like, that play didn't even happen.
The play got snapped with 1:58 left, and it wasn't like it was. Yeah, it was. What's going on?
Yeah.
It was definitely a dude's last day at work.
I think this one, it wasn't his best day at work. I had this guy down as the second best, I think, quarterback in the division. I was clearly wrong going off of what we've seen thus far. We'll see how it balances out next season. But I think he'll be better after off-season, training camp, all of that stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So you're putting Kenny at 2 then? That's crazy. All right. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to put him, but you are. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know.
You called Brill right from the beginning. So if you're putting Kenny 2, like
I think I was just giving my 2023 quarterback rankings this past year.
I see what it is.
I know. I mean,
I'm getting 3v1 right now. Okay, this is how it is. That was a betrayal I wasn't expecting from you, Ace. That was a betrayal I wasn't expecting.
I put it all on the line for Deshaun. I was like, he's better than Lamar. I went to Bengals fans and I was like, you know what?
I'm hurt.
You know what? I'm worried about that.
You ain't had to express that opinion at this moment when you saw that the other two was jumping on me. You could have been like, I'll wait a couple weeks to drop that one in there. But nah, you had to get your stop in.
I said, I think my rankings from this offseason were 2023 and not 2022.
Okay. All right. That man stole my wallet on national TV from everybody. That's what happened. He watched me get jumped by Sonny and I almost called Tony Kenny Pickett. Sonny and Tony, and the Ace came in there. I think he about to help, and he robbed me from my dog. This is a 3-on-1 massacre right now.
He finished you.
He's gonna be good, bro. He'll be all right.
Yeah, I think
no. Y'all said what y'all said. It's said. It's been said. It's been written. It's been written. You have taken Tony's side on this. All right. I
don't think I took.
All I'm saying is, like, let's just call a spade a spade.
All I'm saying is everything y'all said made this man happy in this corner, this little corner over here. Okay, he all here super happy. So I'm just gonna say this right here. Okay, I'm not gonna.
Did I tell you guys, by the way, that the Steelers actually it came in this week that the Steelers did not trade Chase Claypool for a second-round pick from the Bears. They did not. They traded him for a first-round pick, baby. The 32nd overall pick. Oh my goodness, for a wide receiver that is straight trash. Do you know what his stat line was this week? Chase Claypool back in the lineup.
This is the Tony victory lap from like 3 years ago on Chase Claypool. Oh my goodness
gracious! I mean, I've never been more right on a player, and I got to stop doing the whole maybe I was wrong. No, I was right. I was right on Claypool from the beginning.
Hey. Hey,
Should've-
I'll take that victory lap with you here.
That's right. Hold on. I gotta look.
It's
trash
been all
Claypool's-
uphill for Tony since Dante Moncrief.
That
when
man
it
had
came to
Oh, my
29
goodness
yards.
gracious.
AB.
My
Chase
dude had
Claypool.
Chase Claypool healthy for the last 2 weeks. Came back healthy. Didn't play in December, but he's back healthy now.
He got one target, no yards.
He had against the Lions. He had 1 target, no yards. Yesterday, he had 6 targets, 2 catches, 29 yards. Let's go,
Baller.
Chase. That's a first-round receiver right there, boys. Steelers are picking 17th and 32nd.
And they have
in
to
the
extend
upcoming
this guy, right? Like he doesn't even have a contract next
He,
season.
he's
does
1 year, 1 more year.
How many How many
Okay.
yards has he had with the
Bears.
Bears?
Probably like 110, maybe.
That GM should be fired. Whoever the GM is should
Maybe a
be
little
fired.
more, maybe like 120.
That's the dude they trusting to make this trade for the #1 overall pick.
Mm.
Hey,
Mm.
if you don't have a quarterback, please call
Swindle
Chicago
time.
because I think somebody can be robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're gonna need those picks back. You're gonna need those picks back.
Wait,
I mean-
Chicago was the also the
But then
same team.
let's be real though. They also, do you know what? This is like
They traded
Grand Theft
Roquan.
Auto going on because you know what?
Mitch.
Did Chicago get robbed for their second round pick?
Mitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then the Bears turned around and then robbed the Ravens. You know what I mean? So it kind of works out. It kind of works out.
Yeah, of course. Of
You know what I
course.
mean?
No,
But
I was
Roquan's really good in coverage, right? He's really good in coverage, though. Like he
Oh,
wouldn't
my
let
God.
Just about the last 2
he
minutes.
wouldn't let Najee Harris of all people catch a game winner right over top of him, would he? And
We'll
especially
see.
if like a guy like
You're
say,
not
like,
gonna
let's say,
give
for
up.
instance, a rookie Kenny Pickett were throwing the ball, rolling left. So he's like he's a righty rolling left. That wouldn't happen, right?
You're not gonna give up 27 points to a rival with Roquan Smith on that defense, right?
Well, the defense did not give up 27, but we'll talk about it soon. We have some super chats here. This battle.
This is
for
a
the
very
top left.
venomous edition of the AFC.
I know.
So it
it's
started in the
Nova
DMs earlier
Stone?
today. What people don't know is it started earlier in the DMs,
It
and now
started.
it's carried over.
Yeah. It is start
Come on,
early.
y'all. We need to come together for peace. You
Do we
know
need a
what I mean?
kumbaya moment?
Just
No.
I-
take back what you
put
said
that-
about the shot. Okay.
I put it out that their division did better, and then after that, everything went downhill from there. But
Yeah,
I
well,
had-
and all
I
I'm
had
saying
to
is in a
own
group
it.
project, like 3 of the 4 of us contributed. Is all I was trying to say about that.
you keep
The Ravens flock jumped on me because of you.
I
Keith.
got the
Deshaun,
pictures
Keith.
for the
They
PowerPoint.
jumped on me.
You know what I mean? I picked the font and the color in the background.
Yeah.
All right. I did what y'all asked me to do.
Okay, this battle of the top left.
the
This is
bibliography.
a battle for the top left. Ravens have 0 chance. And then for some reason, I don't know if you guys, because we have some bots, and the next super chat airs out. I cannot put it on the screen, but I have it over here.
Nova Stone, the Ravens fan.
Oh,
Is this boy in the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
against the Cowboys. That's
First
on Monday night.
Losing season
Ooh.
yesterday to the Falcons.
Ooh.
Nova Stone,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah,
They're
nice.
gonna win that though. They're gonna beat the Cowboys.
They're gonna beat the Cowboys.
They're gonna beat the Cowboys though. So Nova Stone's gonna be
Did
pretty
Desmond
exciting.
Ritter start that game? Nova Stone? Did he? Against Brady?
Oh no, Brady lost to Kenny and Ritter. He lost to this entire class. Good job, bud. Time to retire, dude.
Look, we have a theory. The more mediocre your quarterback is, the more chance you have to beat
That's
Brady.
true.
Because what Jacoby
Oh, that's
Brissett this
true.
year, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, it's true.
They're
So
already
it's true about
doing-
Kenny too.
Well,
Tom
no,
Brady
Kenny was in that
doing-
game.
Caught
Trubisky was the one that
You
came back
caught
at the end and won that one.
yourself. Okay.
They're
All
already
right.
doing-
Tell me how you
No,
want
no,
to
no.
do
Almost, you almost got me on that one. That was close. That was
I
close.
got you. You said
No,
yeah.
no, no,
I got
no,
you.
no, no,
Hey,
no.
almost.
Go
It's
get
on
the
tape.
replay. Go
Trubisky
get the
Yeah, it's
replay.
on.
again.
We can challenge this if you want. It's on tape. You know what I mean?
Brady's
well,
gonna
I
be a Raider, apparently. They're already
Yeah, that's
photoshopping
good.
it, dog. It's
Who?
not looking good, Nova. He's already being
Oh.
photoshopped in like Raiders,
Yep.
like uniforms. and stuff already.
Brady.
That's the only thing I can save
like
that
the rumor-
fraudster.
By the way, if the Steelers had won, there was a rumor that the
McDaniels,
Dolphins
that
were going to
makes sense.
fire. The Dolphins were going to fire Nerd Boy. Okay, and try
Bring
to
it to
Sean
Baltimore.
Payton- No, bring him to Pittsburgh, dog. Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, so I was
Could
saying
you
that
imagine, like Nerd Boy, telling like George Pickens to run a better route? Like that. That's he was a
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
receivers coach. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
of
that's
course.
his specialty. He gonna be there like George Pickens. You need to run this 9. Like
Yeah.
Well,
Pickens' problem is
Thank
I
you
didn't
for
think
Pickens'
it was
problem
9.
is anything
yeah,
under
not the
9.
9. Yeah. Any number less than 9, problem.
1 through 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so another super chat here says, "Thank you for the great coverage this year. You guys got me through quite a few nights this year with a laugh. Shout out to the team and new Browns DC. This is from Michael. For some reason, I cannot show it here, but we appreciate your super chat. Who they Joe Powell?
Because YouTube banned it because it was too nice on a show like today where we're all
the very toxic show.
It's a very toxic edition.
Yeah,
and it all started with Tony just spewing negativity towards my Browns. You know what I mean? That's where this all started. We were having fun making fun of Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes.
By the way, I left last time. I heard you guys talked about something about last time the Browns swept the Steelers. Can you guys remind everyone when that was? I
don't know. I think Ronald Reagan was president or something.
When was that?
Like,
Ronald who?
I know it was the original George Bush.
Like the 1800s?
Yeah, it was George H.W.
It was 88, right?
Yeah, I wasn't born yet. My brother wasn't even born yet.
Holy cow.
It's a whole generation of me not born.
The NFL were biased against us in favor of Ravens.
Same thing happened with the Browns. I agree.
For 30 years.
Larson here says,
it's been a conspiracy.
But it seems like Bengals crying over everything. And then the 188. Oh, I see. I get it here. Shout out to you, man. You can replace your Woods, sure, but what you can replace is the fact the Browns' front seven is soft. They want to rush the passer, not play physical football.
We just said we was going to stop calling players soft last week, right?
I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
I want to hear A's perspective.
This is what you did. This is what you did. This is on you, Ace. This is on you. Yeah, you invited this. You invited this. Yep. So
it's a great question.
That can fix this, Ace,
is
if you strongly rebuke it. You know what I mean? Like
I do think Deshaun Watson is still in there somewhere. Deshaun Watson.
We can fix him.
He will play better.
He's in there somewhere. This is where we're
like
going.
Baker Mayfield. He has looked like Baker Mayfield lately, but Deshaun Watson is in there. We will get him back next season.
Did me ranking Big Ben over Joe Burrow hurt this much that 3 years later?
Boy,
you know what I mean? Like, is this still residual fallback?
Somewhere.
Wow.
He's in there somewhere.
The betrayal.
I'm shocked.
You think you do a podcast with somebody for 3 years and you think you know them. You know,
guys. All right, hold on.
Can I saying there's still hope. Deshaun
is
a
great. Listen, you guys. I'm glad Luis brought this up because it's a great point and it's really close. So I'm just gonna bring you guys here.
I know a troll.
Oh my God! No,
this is EPA per play. This is EPA per play. You can see right here. So EPA per play is over the second half of the year, right? So again, we're gonna go after Watson got in there, right? So a lot of great. And you can tell EPA per play is very good stat to use, especially in short and small sample sizes like this.
Just did Jared Goff at the top of it.
I mean, obviously Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the league, better than Mahomes. We know this. This is stuff that's obvious.
Dog Daniel Jones is 11th.
This is these are things that everybody already knows. I'm just pointing out the obvious, right? Like Goff better than Mahomes.
Trevor Lawrence is better than Josh Allen.
Yeah. Now if we scroll I gotta keep scrolling way down. I gotta go way down.
Last time we did this, it was Joe Burrow's QBR. They were Sonny was scrolling all the way down.
EPA per play. It's close, guys.
Oh my goodness. He is better than Baker.
He is better.
I mean, come on, Baker's like one of the worst all time.
In fairness to Deshaun, he is better than Baker. He's just not better than Mac Jones or Russell Wilson. But that's fine. He's in there somewhere, guys.
Wait. You said Russell Wilson? EPA is broken. There's no way that's true.
It's a short sample size. It's only like
I don't believe that.
It's the last, like, it's a small sample.
It's a small sample. But Watson did not play well.
Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did not play well.
He did not play well.
According to EPA per play.
Man, you know what? Actually, they have an adjusted one here. Maybe it's different unadjusted. Well, no, it's pretty close. I mean,
all right. Get out. I hate every single one of y'all. I hate everything. This is my last episode of AFC North Talk.
The 188. So we did read his message. And then we get another one here. Now that they gonna manage the top QB salary.
They have to, yeah. They're gonna have to manage it. Yeah.
Who on this panel actually believe the Browns will know how?
You're just making victory taste sweeter. All right, you're just
Mm.
making victory taste sweeter.
Dude,
All right,
but
so
I'm surprised how many super chats for the Brown side.
Who are these?
oh
people
yeah,
coming
because
How many
they
victories
love
we talking about?
they
Q?
love to see
Five
me in
They
victories?
look like
distress.
Bengals fans. It's not Bengals fans doing
No,
that.
it is Steeler fans who finally showed up. By the way,
Mm.
I was
welcome
gonna
to the
say, 'cause I never
podcast,
seen
Steeler
them,
fans.
the 188.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
well, hey, and it's probably Raven fans mad that I've been pointing out that y'all ain't gonna have Lamar next year. So keep making the jokes right now until Lamar leave, and then we gonna be making them jokes towards you. You get the energy you put out there, and y'all about to get it back. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. What's the Michael Irvin? Yeah. I ain't worried.
Should be
I
okay.
think building a team definitely is harder when your quarterback's taking that much of a cap. But I do like their GM, AB.
Yeah.
I do like him.
I think that they already got the quarterback, so I think you just fill in the rest. That's
Are you
the
sure he's in there
hardest piece
somewhere?
to get.
He's
He's in
in
there
there
somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah,
He's in
he's
there
somewhere in
somewhere.
there. Yeah. Hopefully we'll find him, right? Yeah.
Well, it's fine. Listen, it's fine because they got a running back who's getting up there. They got a wide receiver core that's only
He's
one
24.
dude deep, and they got a fast guy too. They don't forget about that. They
We
got an
gotta
offensive
give
line
us
that
Joseph's
probably
good
needs a little
this
bit of a
year.
retooling.
David and Njoku. We just
They
go
got
okay.
it. Okay, they got a tight end that's decent, if a little overrated.
We got
at this
Miles
point.
Garrett.
So underrated. He's
we-
overrated
we-
now.
We got Greg
Their
Delpit.
defensive line, trash. Edge rushers, they got one good one, decent. Linebackers,
Okay.
way overrated. Even I overrated that group. Corners, yeah, overrated again. Safeties, non-existent. Do they even play on the field? I didn't see them on Sunday.
All right.
So yeah,
Well,
anyway, I think they got they got a good core to build around. Is what I'm trying to say.
Somebody please do me a favor. This is at, I don't know what the 1 hour and 6 mark. Somebody please send me that mark on Twitter so I can bookmark that tweet. And remember to clip this slang.
I'll be in a video next year. That's fine.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I mean we might. I don't know.
Depending on how depending on how
it depends if we find Deshaun. You know what I mean? If we find him before the start of the year.
Better start looking now, dude, because it's gonna be a while.
We got all summer. We got all summer.
Okay, so look, Hulk here puts the final stats. By the way, he's a Bengals fan. Kenny, 13 games, 7 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 2404. Watson, 6 games, 7 touchdowns.
I got you, Q.
1102 yards.
Tony, could you pull up the odds for
I'll read the
offensive
last
rookie of
part,
the year and tell me where Kenny Pickett is at?
Where is he? Oh, it's probably pretty low.
He's behind Brock.
Listen.
He's behind Brock Purdy. Oh, how are we not talking about Brock Purdy being the best quarterback in the entire draft right now? Oh, how have we let that one slip through our fingers? You know what? Ace, thank you. You're off the hook now. You're off the video. Thank you for that one, Ace. That was an alley-oop that I needed.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in that class.
I wonder what the difference is between the Steelers offense and the 49ers offense. Is there one?
One has a good quarterback and the other one doesn't.
One unique thing that is separates them.
Brock Purdy is a star.
Kyle Shanahan. I don't know, guys. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say what the difference is.
It's the same style of offense.
Yeah, it's exactly the same style. Yeah, when you watch these two, you're like, wow, Matt Canada's offense.
Wow, all of a sudden now Mike Tomlin not a Hall of Fame coach. Now coaching's a handicap for the poor Steelers. Okay. All I know is that Mike Tomlin couldn't do a single goddamn thing with Brock Purdy. But he out here with Kenny Pickett, the first round pick.
Nah, my dude would have gone 8-8 easily. He would have easily gone 9-7.
He could go 8-8.
9-7 on a sleep over here.
The 188 says, speaking of Lamar, he should be drug tested immediately if he plays one more snap for the Ravens. They botched this process.
Huh? Okay, we'll just move on.
They're saying like, is he trying to say that Lamar shouldn't play? Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like, okay, I ain't know what that was.
I'm saying Giants and Chargers Super Bowl. I mean, bet some money. If
Tony's gonna love that one.
Oh, goodness gracious. Giants, Chargers. That would be the worst Super Bowl since Ravens, Giants back in 2000.
That was a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it was boring.
It would just be two teams fumbling the game in the fourth quarter.
There's no way the Giants make it. They're so fake. And the fact they get to play the Vikings, like one of those two teams gets to win a playoff game.
the other fake team.
Yeah.
Two fake teams.
Okay.
No. Let's be the Vikings.
It's a fake
playoff game. The Vikings are not winning the playoff game.
We're gonna transition.
You think the Giants are gonna win that game?
If Kirk Cousins,
I would trust. Look, Kirk Cousins has such a negative reputation in the playoffs. I'm just gonna bet against him. I don't care who it is. It could be Daniel Jones. It could be Tyrod Taylor. I don't care, dog. It's Kirk Cousins on the other side.
Kirk has a bailout code. It's called Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like he'll just,
He don't ever use that shit in the playoffs.
Remember Stephon Diggs
Well, we
against Saints?
That wasn't him. That was Case Keenum.
That was
Oh,
Case.
that's right. That was Keith. Damn.
Case, but
Yeah, the
has
only
the
time
have the
they've had
Vikings made the
success.
playoffs? Have the Vikings made the playoffs with
They've
Kirk
won one
and
playoff
Jefferson?
game with Kirk, and it was when Kevin Stefanski was there. Yeah, the offensive
No,
coordinator.
but was
that
Jefferson
carried
there?
Kirk.
Was Jefferson
No,
there?
no,
I
no.
remember
No, it was
that year. They
Stephon
lost to the
Diggs and-
Niners.
it was
an
Stephon
embarrassing
Diggs.
game. Oh
Yeah,
my
no.
god.
Yeah, it was Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Either way, the man's had
Who would you
Stephon
rather
Diggs
have out of
and
those two
Justin
guys?
Jefferson and Adam
Both
Thielen
of
his
them
whole
have
career.
been good outside of that. Like, who would you rather have? Would you rather have kept Diggs or going with Justin Jefferson?
Jefferson.
Oh no, Jefferson.
I think Jetta's might.
Well, it's cheaper, right? So it didn't cost you anything in the past for the next 5 years. Also, big body receiver. Dude,
Yeah,
can-
it's
What is it
cheaper,
with
but like your
Minnesota?
quarterback is still Kirk Cousins. So what does it matter if it's cheaper? You're not getting out the second round.
Well, yeah, but
I'm just hating on him. I'm
Yeah.
just taking a hater take. I'm
Yeah.
just hating. Yeah, so like I'm not being constructive. I'm just saying like yeah, they made the right move. It doesn't matter though because they still got Kirk Cousins.
Okay, so let's move out of this Brown Steelers game.
Thank you.
It has
Thank you.
taken
Thank
this spot. And now let's talk about the Ravens-Bengals game. AC, you mind if I start?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So for me, this game was, I was chilling watching this game. My wife's like, oh, they're losing by so much already. You're not mad. And I was like, why would I be mad? I said that this game for us, we bench basically our offense, and then I'm gonna call him AB just to F with Tony. AB goes, throws a pick. Still in the first quarter, I think, throws another pick. In the second quarter, he fumbles in the end zone. And that's it, basically. That's game there. I think the defense, for the most part, played well. The defense had most of his starters, which I was kind of surprised, but also looking back, I'm like, I don't know how they can bench because they benched so many players on the offensive side and other players that were Nick that at that point, you can only call 2 people from the practice squad. So I'm surprised Calais Campbell played though, and Calais said that he wanted to get a feel of the game since they were probably going to play them the following week, and since he hadn't played for the first 2 games, the previous 2 games. I will say this also. Burrow had a hell of a game in the pocket. The only one that they got him was Ojabo, which got his first sack, first fumble. He didn't make anything special. Basically, he happened to be there, and Joe Burrow was there. He was like, "Oh, let me hit it," and then Joe Burrow lost. And even with that, we were automatically in the red zone. We couldn't score a touchdown. Now we weren't gonna win that game. But Joe Burrow's escapability in the pocket was A+ in that game. It was amazing. He was off though, especially in the deep throws. He was off. Yes, there's a couple that he overthrew. There were a couple that he underthrew. So he definitely didn't have his timing. I was surprised that they let him as long as they did, especially how the Buffalo, and then also that he threw as much as he threw. Those both things surprised me. And then for the Ravens, as soon as Roquan got almost like a stinger in his shoulder, and they had to pull him for a couple plays, and then he came back. I was like, why you bring him back? Leave him in the bench. At this point, what does it matter? But they brought him back. Roquan looked like he wanted to play this game. He looked like a man possessed throughout the game. The defense played hard. Again, all turnovers essentially led to touchdowns. Other than those turnovers, they did not lead to a touchdown anymore, but not because they didn't try. There was twice there was a busted coverage on Worley. It just Burrow underthrew, I think, the first one, and Worley did recover and then made a good play. But if he throws the ball where it's supposed to be, it's a touchdown. And there was another one. I can't remember if he underthrew or overthrew. Marlon Humphrey didn't get targeted much in this game. Overall, I thought our defense played well. It's just our offense was so, especially that first half, the offense was anemic. It was just bad. All Ravens Twitter was like, "Oh my god!" Because by the way, Ravens Twitter was hating on Huntley. They were hating on Huntley in the past week or 2.
Yeah,
and
they do not like Huntley.
They were hating on Huntley badly. And then my wife said like, "Oh, at least it's not Huntley, right?" I was like, "No, it's the undrafted rookie. What do you think is going to happen?" I think I told you one of you guys said something. I said I don't think Huntley's playing. That was before the game,
Yep.
before they said
Before
it.
the
Uh, and no, I didn't have any insight. I just assumed he had something in his shoulder. I'm like, they're not gonna risk Huntley not playing or playing. Sorry. So saying that, the Bengals defense in the first half played fantastic. The second half, the Ravens got more yardage. They moved the ball a little bit more. Kolar, first game, he actually looked decent. That wasn't one of my favorite picks in the draft, but he actually looked decent. To be honest, I know Bengals fans. I'm not trying to diminish your win, by the way, but I did approach this game as I was watching this game as a preseason. I was like, "Oh, look at Kolar. Oh, he's doing this play well. That's cool." Now, if you wanted me to hate on somebody from the Ravens badly, Mr. Robinson, he did not look like he wanted to play. He was dropping everything around him, like he was not there. He was not good at all.
It's the last name.
But overall, I thought they played better overall than I thought. To be honest, going to this game, I thought we were gonna lose like 30-3. We were not gonna get blanketed. Actually, when we scored the 3 points, I told my wife, like, well, at least we're not gonna get shut out. So, overall, I thought they were decent. The only thing that pissed me off in this game, it's the damn Bengals players complaining. That got me mad. That got me heated, and that's what sparked the debate pre-game. And as I said,
in the thread earlier.
Yeah.
Pre-show.
Yeah. And as I said to Ace, like I had no idea. Like I said to Ace, like I can see the karma. To be honest, the karma play, you can say the Bengal. That play was dead. Like basically, as soon as the whistle blew, right? Burrow had pressure. He threw it down, and then karma was like, "I'm gonna do the blindside move here. I'm just gonna take him all the way to the bench, right?" I don't think it's a dirty play, by the way. This is not me. I will not tell you that. And then Rowe bump over there. Chase, not super hard. Chase not even flop. But, other than that, with the Higgins hit, because I know Bengals fans lost their minds when the Higgins hit happened, I was like, it's like a perfect hit. What are we talking about? He got winded. I was happy that he came back because, I didn't want to see the guy hurt. But then one of y'all, I don't know if it's Tony or Q, pointed out, remember Juju? That hit? I don't remember no Bengals fan complaining about that being hard. There was
Are you saying Bengal fans are soft right now?
I'm not saying Bengals fan.
Are you saying Bengal nations?
I'm not saying
Players?
Who they
were we trying to deliberately hurt Juju? Were we taking out his legs? Were we going low?
Wait. Are we saying that we were trying to hurt? Because the one that you brought about that beginning hurt Ace was the one that I guess
you talking about Alex Kappa, where a guy literally dives into his knee.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was getting blocked. He's getting blocked. When you're blocking a guy, have you not see the D lineman rolling because they get blocked and they fall? And he fell to the guy's side of the knee. That's
what about the one where Linderbaum goes down and like literally pounces on the guy's like ankle? That wasn't dirty.
The one the Linderbaum you showed me, it's a run play, and he sees a guy, he pushes him.
But the Bengals fans, what the Bengals players complained about was the lateness of the hits and that they were going low trying to take out like players essentially in this game. That's what they were upset about. It wasn't that, the T. Higgins hit was hard or anything like that. Worley did have some questionable plays in the game, but a lot of it was late hits and low hits that they felt were not necessary in that game.
I don't at any of these games, right? We played the Steelers last week, right? Any of these games, because you told me this game got chippy. And I said, all these games are gonna be chippy in the AFC North. They're all tough, they're all hard-hitting games. And I personally didn't see. I actually was shocked when I heard that there was complaints about this game being dirty again, I was shocked. Because again, the only play And I personally didn't thought it was a big deal. It was with karma to go away for a ride, right? I personally was like, whatever. It is what it is. Other than that,
But the thing is, when we played the first time, did Bengals fans say that you guys were dirty? Did they say that it was too tough? Did they say anything? I don't think I remember anybody saying anything.
I agree, but I think what it is, this is now I'm going to opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it was is our offense went there with a Pee-wee offense, right? Agree?
Right.
Our offense was there, say like we're gonna bench all these players, whatever. Our defense did win with the defense that started for the most part. Like I said, anybody that was kind of hurt, they sat them down. And I think what they were expecting was our defense to perform and the level of the offense, which the offense was subpar, and the defense was not there. To be honest, I was surprised that our defense kept playing hard at all, because our offense was laying an egg so badly that I was like, okay, they're just gonna quit on this offense, which they did, and which I'm happy they didn't. And I think that was the case. I think they were expecting the same performance on both sides, and they didn't, right? And the defense they play hard. They did play hard. They did what they had done in the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 weeks. And that was because when we play you guys, we didn't have Roquan, right? I don't think we had Roquan. Yeah. After we got Roquan, I will say this defense definitely got tougher and harder hitting. And that's how they have been playing. And I wouldn't consider them dirty. I would just think that they play hard. The rest did miss the. It might have been on the fumble, face mask on JPP. Anyway, overall, I thought the Bengals played well. By the way, I was just upset about that comment, but like I said, Joe Burrow's escapability out of the pocket was insane. He was magician. Like I was like, we can't bring him down. This guy has oil. Like literally, he's just going around. The only thing for Joe Burrow for not having like a perfect game was his long passes, that he was not accurate. If he would have been accurate in the long passes, this would have been like 52. I don't know, maybe 10. Maybe would have scored 10. Other than that, this game was entertaining-ish. But I watched it. I was vibing. To be honest, I was watching a lot of the Miami game because I was rooting for Miami hard. My guy Joe Flacco wanted to lay an egg, and he did for Tony. So, but anyway, Ace.
Yeah, for me in this game, I feel like the only thing that was preseason about this game from the Bengals standpoint was that they played a vanilla offense and defense. T. Higgins basically said they weren't even running plays in this game that obviously they're going to run this week in the matchup. So there was a lot of vanilla stuff from that standpoint. This is also an offense and a team that literally just had the devastating thing happen on Monday on that same field. So for me, mentally, it's not a surprise to me that T. Higgins struggled in this game. Let's just keep it a buck. He had 7 targets, only 1 catch. And I think Joe Burrow also showed signs of struggling in this game. He was uncharacteristically off because we've seen him be on point. You saw him in the last game. He was just throwing lasers. In this game, something just seemed a little bit off to him starting this game. Once he kind of got into the groove, things got a little bit better, but it just seemed like the Bengals weren't trying to run the ball. They just kept going out there and empty. It didn't seem like they were really trying to give too much away. Defensively, they pretty much were the same. They did get the interceptions and turnovers and stuff like that. I thought it was a good game for the defense. I think some of the defensive linemen showed something. They only had Trey Hendrickson in for 18 snaps, and he played those against Ronnie Stanley, beat him for 2 sacks in that game. They did lose players in this game, though. They lost Alex Kappa, which is huge because that's the right guard. That was, the sure spot that was messed up for them last year. That was kind of the weakness on the line. So they did lose Kappa in this game. That's a major loss. I think he's definitely going to be out this week, maybe even the playoffs. And then they had a couple other injuries, but guys came back in. Cam Sample was one. That was another one where the guy went for his leg on that play. Yet another one, but that's AFC North football. But other than that, the Bengals tried to do their thing. They came out in this game. They won the AFC North, but they didn't want to give too much away in this game, and obviously they're waiting for the quarterback to come back, the real quarterback to come back for the Ravens. So we'll see how that manages to play out this week. But I think once these teams got to a certain point in this game where they saw that the Bills kind of won it, it was pretty much like, all right, let's just get this over with. Honestly, Baltimore, the funny thing to me is Roger Goodell goes out of his way to give the Ravens a chance to get a home game. And Ravens are just like, nope, we're just going to sit our starters anyway. That was the whole purpose of him setting this up was,
and I'm
let's
glad
get both of these
that.
teams to play their starters. Let's make this game matter. They didn't care. They were just like, which I don't blame the Ravens at this point. It's better to just rest your starters and get healthy when you come back and play this team the next week. But it just made Roger Goodell in the NFL look like idiots, because that was the whole purpose of them doing that, was to get both of these teams to play their starters, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the Ravens said F you to the NFL for that stupid rule. I was not a fan of the rule. I said it last week. I knew the Ravens weren't going to really put the team and the effort to get that, to leave it for a coin flip. And again, something I forgot, but I did mention it earlier, it was shout out to the Bengals, because those celebrations are A+. The coin, the roller coaster celebration. Roller coaster celebration might have been my favorite for my defense's turnover. Anyway, Q, Tony, anything you want to add?
I think for me,
I can't believe Sonny said that the Bengals players were not.
Yeah, I don't. I'll say this: I watched all the clips in the chat that everybody was sent over. I honestly didn't. If that was a Steelers-Ravens game, I don't think anybody talks about any of those. To be quite honest, even the Linderbaum one, which I think is the most, to me, like the one where the whole diving at the knees. I don't think anybody's diving in. I mean, that reminds me of, like, people said that Chemo dove at Carson Palmer's leg. I don't think he did. I mean, again, it's a pretty sick move to dive at someone's knee. I don't think I didn't see that. I certainly saw a guy fall as he got blocked. The Linderbaum one is the one where it's like, actually the Roquan one, because that's literally after the play.
That's a bump.
There's another
the bump after the touchdown. If that's
Steelers,
Steelers, I mean,
one too.
After it wasn't a touchdown. But you see, if they would have called Roquan for unsportsmanlike conduct, 15, I would like, whatever. You should know you should not do that, Roquan. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah. But I didn't see any other, I didn't see anything that was like dirty or anything. I mean, like I said, it's funny about this game that they decided, to make this, like, we're going to make it for all the marbles, right? We're going to put everything on the line in this one. Maximum drama, NFL inventing this stupid ass rule. And then the Ravens are like, no, we're good. Actually, we don't want to. The whole, like, not giving things away. I mean, I do think at the end of the day, look, these are division opponents, right? I mean, I don't think anyone's coming out next week and, like, running the wishbone. It's like, haha, you didn't see that coming. So, like, these teams are going to, I'm pretty sure the Bengals next week are going to run 9-8-9, and I'm pretty sure that if Lamar plays, they're going to run a lot of, like, gap power stuff. So, and I think we got a super chat. I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, wow.
You want to read it?
Holy cow. Look at this guy. Tony writes in. Hey, guys, love the show. Keep up the great work. Just wanted to point out that since week 10, Kenny has 15 big-time throws and 4 turnover-worthy plays, and Deshaun has 3 big-time throws and 9 turnover-worthy plays. Not sure you guys are going to find Deshaun, but good luck on the search. Well, thank you, Tony. Appreciate that.
Man, even when we move out of that game, the super chat.
I mean, listen, like you guys said, Steeler fans showed up today. They just wanted to put some, just wanted to get the information. Again, we just want to point we just want to put facts out there. You know what I mean? Again, I don't want to do this on emotion or feelings. Obviously, Steeler fans are riding the high right now, but we want to keep this a very factual conversation. Keep it on the level. So I appreciate Tony. Thank you for writing in with that.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself right now?
Appreciate.
It's a course of action that you're proud of.
There's 2 of the happiest 9-8 teams, and it's the Steelers and the Lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 2
Scrappy
A
Lions.
lot of people were saying, by the way, a lot of people were saying
The moral victory guys.
Listen,
I mean,
I'll just say this. I saw it tweeted last night that, hey, these Lions deserve a playoff spot. They should let them in, and I agree. They should let the Lions in, and then whoever finished eighth in the AFC, they should also get in too. I think. I don't know who that is. I'd have to look it up.
Well, Tony, they were considering that, but they never sent that in the proposal.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
they went with the coin flip.
It would have. That would have been
a disaster.
That would have been a whole crazy.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, that was this is what you watch here. By the way, if you can get us a like, we have almost 600 people here.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you expect in the AFC North. By the way, we get debates, we get laugh, we get trolls, especially from the one on the left corner. Q's here putting mental notes. He has all the timestamps for all this video. He will have so much material for next year, or for his channel, for either or for both.
I'm going to be listen. If the Steelers flop next year, and I guess it's possible, although every year we do the same thing with them. We go like, they're going to be something. And I'm going to be in so many videos because I'm going to be talking massive shit this offseason. I mean, the Steelers. This reminds me of this. Let's start the Tony is in delusion land right now. This reminds me a lot of 2000 Steelers. The 2000 Steelers were a young team. It's a young Joey Porter, young Plaxico Burress, young Hines Ward. Right? They signed Kent Graham to replace Cordell Stewart because they wasn't sure Cordell was the guy. Kent Graham sucked. They went back to Cordell. It was too late in the season though. They ended up finishing that year 9-7. They needed just one game to make the playoffs that year. They couldn't get it. I think they needed the Dolphins to lose. Couldn't get it. So they missed the playoffs that year. Next year,
to lose. That's definitely the same, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And then the next year, Cordell comes out on fire, and they're 13-3. Great defense, offense with Plaxico and Hines and Fuamatu Ma'afala and Amos Zeraway and the whole crew. Great year. Steelers come back. AFC Championship game. So I'm predicting it right now. Right now. Filippone was right. He was 1 year off. You remember during the preseason when Filippone said during the preseason, Kenny Pickett versus Trevor Lawrence.
Is the show not over?
In the AFC Championship game, he was 1 year off. Mark your calendars. Next year, January 20-something. Trevor Lawrence, Kenny Pickett in Heinz Field, in Acrisure. I'll be there. Hope you guys will as well.
In Acrisure.
I know.
Okay, we have one last super chat.
Did you know that next year hell's supposed to freeze over too?
After being 0-1 versus the Browns in the playoff since 2018, now Steelers can celebrate a victory against an eliminated.
No, that's a weak move, man. They get to celebrate the victory. We can't go moral victory on the Steelers, dog. That's just, we can't go there. Just let them talk. Let them talk. They're going to get so excited about Kenny Pickett this offseason that the best offense will be a good defense. You know what I mean? We're just going to be able to throw this back at them.
You're true. We are going to have an elite defense too because TJ is going to be healthy the whole year. It's a great point.
Yeah, you drafted Joey Porter, right? You drafted Joey Porter.
And we're drafting Joey Porter. We're signing Tremaine Edmonds. I mean,
just let them talk. You know what I mean? Just
let them talk.
I'm just trying to think because I know the schedule right now, and I'm trying to think if. No, I think 17 enough. I think 17 enough. If I had to predict too early.
Remember what I said to Tony? Welcome to the Andy Dalton experience. This is the Andy Dalton experience.
Well, I don't remember Andy Dalton doing back-to-back primetime game winners, but you can send me that video, and maybe I'll take a look. And
I'm gonna need Q to bury the Steelers for next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the prediction show next year is going to be a good one because once again. You know, Q did the
Steelers are going to end up number one in the division because of the way the politics work.
9-8, wink, wink. Ace did 8-9, wink, wink, and then Sonny said, ha ha ha, 4 wins. So,
missed the playoff.
Got to get on the same page next season.
The top half of this screen here.
The goal
just didn't have it together.
Whoop, whoop. Hey guys, it's quarterback hell time. You guys are gonna be terrible. Whoop, move the goalpost. All right, well, 7-10. Well,
it's not moving the goalpost. You're just progressing past old goalposts. That's all it is. You know what I mean? That's called progression. You know, you don't beat one level in a video game and that's it. Argument done. You have to go through level 2.
No, it's boss fight. We're the boss fight every year.
Yeah, Tony, not the boss fight. Can you read this one, Tony?
I cannot read that one.
If it's 2000 and Tom Brady returns to the AFC and beat Pittsburgh.
No, that's not true. He's hurt in that game. Drew Bledsoe played that game. Tom Brady did not beat the Steelers that year. It was Drew Bledsoe. Wrong.
That's even worse.
Wrong, Nova.
That's even worse, Tony.
No, it is kind of worse.
That's even worse.
Kind of worse.
That's worse.
Kind of like it.
You lost to the backup. That's like when you're Chad Henne, Browns, fourth quarter.
You have no idea.
Think that you got Chad Henne in 2000.
That AFC Championship game. I was what? That was I'm high school. I mean, that's Tony's 15 at the time, right? I mean, I'm in high school, and you think Tony talks shit now? Imagine me in high school. I mean, the amount of shit that I
Imagine
taught
Tony
in high
with
school.
hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, did
yeah.
you have hair in high school?
Well, a little bit. We had a couple problem sectors coming out. You can tell.
This is why God took your hair follicles, because you were talking too much shit too early. You know, it was as an infant.
Fun
It's like,
fact
you know,
about me. I actually, when I was in high school, like I could tell, like, oh shit, we got some problems. So I tried to grow my hair out. Like I tried to get long hair.
Oh, we need those
It
pictures.
was bad. I don't think I
That
had
always
Was
makes
it
it
like
worse.
Kenny Pickett?
I think
Kenny
I
Pickett
tried to go Kenny Pickett style. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I need to send some tweets, some DMs.
No,
later.
I don't think. Well, actually, my brother might. My brother
Yeah.
actually, my
Yeah.
sister will have them, but my wife, I don't think will. But anyway,
I'm gonna have gray hair by the start of next season. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you guys be a long. You got I mean, everybody who's on this Deshaun Watson search, good luck out there. Search, but you guys start holding hands. Everybody, Kansas area.
I'm gonna look like I was president for 4 years after this offseason, right? Like it's gonna. All right.
Yeah, Obama and Clinton and all those guys.
Can't wait till we go to 1 week only
man.
shows. You know what I mean?
That's coming.
Can't wait till we go to once a week. When's the break?
That's February.
When's our contract up?
By the way, now that Q mentions that in February,
I'm about to
we're
Lamar
taking a break.
Jackson this.
Make sure you sub and hit that bell so you know when we come live. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah. So wait. So Sonny, it's
Wait,
Super Bowl week to the start of the new year, right? That's when we start going live. We're not going to go live again after the Super Bowl until the start of the league year. Yes.
Until the week before.
Okay.
What is it? The free agency.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that Q had the logo ready by then. So Q, just so you know, it's going to be.
I've heard we've gotten your requests. We've gotten your requests. But we are backed up at the moment with requests. So
I told you it's not going to be heel Tony, but it's going to be we're going to straddle the line between.
It's going to be even worse. It's going to be douche Tony. Okay, you know what I mean?
The only thing I will tell you, Tony, is
It's going to be Robert Tony.
this is the only thing I will tell you. Every team so far has touched the L, right? We started with the Bengals, then the Ravens, now the Browns. Looks like every year gets a new L. That's all I'm gonna say. That doesn't mean you're gonna suck. It might be that
you know who didn't touch the Kenny Pickett L? The Bengals.
Yet. I know it's too bad that Trubisky started that game. Yes, bless America. Maybe it's worse though. That's like losing to Drew Bledsoe though. Like you guys love Drew Bledsoe.
Is Kenny Pickett? Is this gonna be Joe Burrow's? Didn't beat the Browns for the first 3 years of his career?
I think so.
Okay. Well, with that, we'll let you go. We'll be back this week to preview the Ravens-Bengals game. Also, we might be doing a Patreon, so make sure if you want to follow us there, subscribe to the Patreon to support us a little bit extra. And before you leave, hit that like. That helps us a lot. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time.